en un garage y terminaron haciendo este disco en un garage.
Wow, it's good, eh?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, remember all the words. It's great.
That's great.
Yeah, it's great, my friend.
Sí.
I'm sorry, I don't speak English. Pregúntale, hay veces que me parece que está actuando. Yeah, it's my friend. Aún cuando veo el documental, cuando lo vi en otro documental como el de Lemmy, él está tomando en su taza británica, está tomando un té, y bueno, nadie espera eso mucho de un rockero con actitud heavy. Me parece que muchas veces cuando él está seriamente hablando, parece que estuviese actuando, y cuando uno lo ve en los videos, parece que ese es el chistoso constante. ¿Es porque eso quiere demostrar y en realidad en el fondo es un cabrón todo el tiempo? ¿O no? Realmente su vida es así y le gusta hacer esas pequeñas actuaciones de, miren, ahora estoy tomando té, parezco un británico.
Mario here feels that there's like a bow, 2 different days. You know, when you watch the movie, there's you telling your story. Even in the Lemmy's movie, there's you having your 5 o'clock cup of tea. And there's this guy being serious, but while you're on stage or doing videos, you seem to be this really funny guy, you know. So who's the real you? Is that both?
Yeah, I mean, when the Foo Fighters are making music, we take music very seriously, you know. I mean, writing songs is a nice way to explain yourself. I don't write songs about stories, you know. I don't write songs about imaginary people. I write songs about myself and the way that I feel and personal experiences or, you know, things that are very personal. So I take it very seriously, and we want to make great records, you know. We don't want to make funny records. We want to make really fucking important, strong rock and roll records. But everything else is kind of like a circus, you know. I mean, all of us have a great sense of humor. You have to have a great sense of humor. You know, you can't take all of this very seriously. Like being a famous rock star, that doesn't mean anything. And I think it's funny, you know, like because we're all just normal people. When I see musicians that take themselves really, really seriously, it just makes me laugh, you know, because there's more to life than just being on MTV or being on the radio. It's like, this is a small part of it. Sometimes it just seems funny. So when we make videos, we like to fucking do something funny, you know? Or if I'm on stage and I'm talking to an audience, there's times where I'll just, you know, I'll say things that are ridiculous, that are funny just because, I don't know, it's fun, you know. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you're true to the person that you are, and I think that we're all of those things. When I play a song like My Hero or Everlong or Walk or Times Like These, those kind of songs, I mean, I mean that stuff from the bottom of my heart. Those are really important songs to me personally. But you know, but then if we're making a video for Learn to Fly, it's like, yeah, I could be a comedian too, you know. It's all good.
Bueno, fíjese que en realidad ellos son así como se muestran, ¿no? Que cuando hablan de la música son tipos que están realmente hablando en serio, que ellos quieren hacer, que él quiere hacer discos de verdad, discos en serio, no quiere hacer discos graciosos. Entonces cuando se refieren a su música son tipos que realmente están trabajando con total seriedad. Ahora, todo lo que rodea eso termina convirtiéndose en un circo, entonces también quiere mostrar ese costado divertido. Una cosa es grabar el disco, ahí son serios, pero cuando hacen los videos tienen que ser divertidos, y le gusta ser divertido, y cuando dice pavadas y ridiculeces sobre el escenario le gusta ser divertido, y que en este negocio tenés que tener sentido del humor, que le provoca gracia, risa cuando ve a las estrellas de rock comportarse como si fueran tan importantes, ¿no? Que uno debe tomarse esto un poco en joda y a sí mismo un poco en joda cuando se está haciendo este trabajo, pero que a su vez él escribe sobre experiencias personales, no cuenta historias, escribe sobre lo que siente, y que realmente siente canciones como Times Like This, My Hero, Everlong, pero después cuando va a hacer el video de Learn to Fly, ahí se van a cagar de la risa. Entonces, un poco eso es lo que ellos muestran. Y algo que a mí siempre me despertó curiosidad es si él siempre fue un líder nato, como lo es desde que empezó Foo Fighters, porque antes para nosotros era el baterista que tocaba en la banda de Kurt Cobain, o si tuvo que aprender por necesidad a ser un líder. You know what, Dave? I always wonder if you, before doing Foo Fighters, you were Kurt Cobain's drummer, you know, you were Nirvana's drummer, and I want to know if you were always a leader of a band, or if you have to learn to be one when you started to do Foo Fighters.
Yeah, I had to learn. I mean, most of the bands that I've been in my life, I was the drummer. And the drummer is a funny position to have in a band because you have to be good. A band with a shitty drummer is a shitty band. Mm-hmm. And so if you're going to be the drummer of a band, you have to be really fucking good. But you never really get any spotlight, and you never really get any credit. And I like that. Like, I really liked being the drummer in Nirvana because I was in this fucking massively huge band, but nobody ever recognized me. Like, I could walk down the street and nobody ever knew who I was. Mm-hmm. And it was perfect because I got to play in this great band and play with this incredibly talented singer and songwriter, and I got to, you know, have all the benefits of being in this huge band, but nobody ever paid attention to me, and it was nice, you know. And when I started the Foo Fighters, you know, I learned a lot of lessons in Nirvana. I was young. I was 22 years old or 23 years old. I was a fucking kid. I was young. And I learned a lot of things that you shouldn't do. I learned a lot of things that were, you know, good advice, but then I also learned what not to do. And so when the Foo Fighters started, I really wanted it to be very simple. I wanted it to start slowly, and I wanted it to grow naturally. And I didn't want any drama, and I didn't want any fucking craziness, you know. I wanted it to be music because we loved making music, and very simple. And it always has been. And I've learned over the years, you know, I'm not a businessman. I'm not. I understand people, and I understand music, and so I'm the fucking leader of this band, but I'm not the only one, you know. Pat and Chris and Nate and Taylor, they're all a huge part of this band, and so I don't know. There's nobody that can teach you how to do this. There's no school you can go to that'll teach you how to be the leader of a band that sells millions of records and plays to hundreds of thousands of people. Some people figure it out, and some people don't. And I'm still working on it, you know. I mean, I want our band to be remembered as a group of friends that love each other like family, that were one of the best fucking live bands you've ever seen in your life. That's the most important thing to me.
Okay.